Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. My name is Tim. Good morning, ladies. Alright, volume's working. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's morning so far? Grabbed your coffee, ready to go? Bullish action showing up in the pre-market here right at 6:30. So let's take a look. Sorry, just making sure the live is good to go here. Looking like it's okay. Alright, so let's take a look here. 15-minute, 30-minute, so early morning, 15-minute, 30-minute, we are seeing a wedge or a descending channel that has just broken bull. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so descending channel, bull's trying to break it. Still lacking a little bit of volume, but looking like it's gonna be increasing bull volume from here. What is gapping down, gapping up? What's everyone doing? Just gonna quickly go through the watch list as usual and see if there's anything interesting out there. Looking like majority are gapping up on a quick glance. Amazon slight gap up. Ooh, nice. I'm gonna need to see that continuation on Amazon today to form a potential double, triple bottom. We are a little bit extended on the daily. We're gonna need to see that follow through today. Slight gap up. Maybe we'll see a. This is what I would anticipate. Always anticipate this on a gap up, and we'll be looking at a slight sell off to open at the open with an immediate buy up. That's the most ideal for Amazon. Good morning, Simon. RBLX. Ooh, gap down. Oh, that is not good. Okay, so we're not RBLX, one of the tickers. So this is ultimately the back test of the previous high. Zone is in between that. Lost that key support. Ultimately, the chart is still relatively weak. There is no real bear volume though, so it is still overall decreasing volume. So the wedge might have to be redrawn here. What I was looking at is this previous support resistance. Ultimately, this yesterday was a slight bear break on depending on how you draw your wedge. If we don't see immediate buying up action on RBLX at the open, that's a little bit of a red flag. We'll be losing that 0.5 and coming back down, potentially coming back down to the GP. There is a huge gap left behind in between 79 to 94. Ooh, big gap. Bearish action coming in to knock the bulls back down. QCOM gap up. Still hovering around there. Bear volume came in on new all-time high. Bearish divergence, no follow through. I still like QCOM, but still remaining a bit choppy, and this is a little bit worrisome. New highs stuffed with bear volume, but we'll be keeping an eye on QCOM to see once it does break to new all-time high, there could be a play there. AMD is flat open, basically slightly gap up. Lucid gapping down, not a whole lot. Gonna need to see that continuation on Lucid today too. Oh, there might be a good play here on open. Let's see, what is this? 1390, 44, 64, 81, 65. Yeah, so it's a very clear support over here. There is a gap right below as well, right around 1326. That still never got filled even after these multiple bounces from this zone. Interesting about open is what you want to see as a bull for most ideal entry is coming back down today into that support, that gap filled 1326, forming a potential daily bull divergence, and that would be the most ideal entry on open. Matterport trying to hold the short-term trend line. Ooh, PLTR had a nice move. There is a bull divergence there. And we're seeing a slight gap down. Gonna need that follow through today. There's a lot of charts that needs follow through today. Bear is still looking strong, however. There is bullish action. Bulls are really trying to push it up. But bears are still strong for now. The open, probably give it a 30-minute. You know, our usual give it 30-minute, give it an hour. Just to see what the real action is going to be. And don't get faked out. Today is FOMC. I don't know if you guys can confirm. I think based on my research, just quick Google research, Federal Reserve Board testimony chairman powwow speaking at 10 a.m., which is 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for us. Half an hour after market open. Is that correct? Do you know, Simon? I'm just gonna share this into our Slack group. All right. QBTC. Was there an interesting move on Bitcoin yesterday? Still guided down by that 88, hey? It's getting real tight though on Bitcoin. Decreasing bull volume. Big bear volume coming back in to push it back down to the support. Bouncing again. Chop. Daily bear flag. Ooh. US dollars slight bearish, nothing interesting. No inside bar on US 10-year so far. VIX is opening up about flat. Still having trouble with that 88, so no real concern for the market yet. Not sure. The RBRX get news. Seems like it's early morning off. Just gonna quickly check this here. It was down 5%. Now it's down 7.28% in the pre-market. Now opening up just under 100. That could be a decent buy. Right at the bottom of the previous all-time high zone. Oh, and they just bought it up over 100. Let's see where the yeah, I don't see a GP. Maybe we can measure here. That's right around where the GP is. So it makes sense for it to bounce from here. Actually, this fib makes a lot more sense. There's 0.5 lining up with that previous support resistance that we were tracking before. GP is lining up with the previous all-time high zone. How's this chart doing? Been a long time since we looked at it. Strong bullish divergence coming in. We are seeing a gap up. Bullish divergence may have formed already. Man, this chart is like just no support resistances. Just keeps on grinding down. The dip that continues to dip. Roku, big gap down. Oh, is that a gap fill? Oh, Roku's gonna get that gap fill. 210.33 gapping down into 210. Perfect. So Roku, the only problem with it is yesterday we saw bullish action with very, very minimal bull volume, and today we are seeing a big gap down, 5% gap down straight into that gap fill. Watching to see that early reaction to see if we get bullish action from this gap fill here. But ultimately, there is no play on Roku for me personally until this upper trend line is broken. It's still guiding it down. We saw multiple rejections from it. Not to mention FOMC and OPEX today, so we should see increased volatility. UVXC is gapping up. Not a whole lot, 16, 17, 1% gap up. That's nothing for VIX. Pfizer gapping up. Is it a new all-time high? Oh, it is. New highest? Oh, highest close ever yesterday into new all-time high gap up today. 56 pre-market right now on Pfizer. And bears are really showing up here in the market. So on Pfizer, I would anticipate, it's going to be one or the other. There should be some sort of strong reaction today because we are gapping up above that trend line. See if we get a little bit of pull away from that trend line or immediate rejection off Pfizer. I would anticipate that to be a top watch today. How's Moderna doing? Seeing some continuation. Closed right on the daily 8 yesterday. No clear pattern as of now. You could say, you avoid playing this until this trend line is broken. Multiple rejections on it. We did close over it once. I'd probably like to draw over here. Let's say it's a short trend line. Set an alert on it. I think my alert's pretty maxed out now. Yeah. Moderna. Pfizer. Chipotle. Or sorry. Charge point. Bottom of key support. I gotta start remembering to turn the heater off so there's no background noise for you guys. 1670 down below if that key support zone is lost. Hey, I thought you were usually driving into work right now, Simon. Are you watching the same thing as usual? Amazon, Apple, Tesla? I think those are your usual top watches. Alright, that's about it. Nothing too interesting. Let's take a look at the market. We're going to need to see that bullish action early today. Lost at 88 yesterday. The big lower wick from that 0.5. Holding into short-term support. Resistance, support. Yeah, short-term. Ultimately, we lost it. Immediate buy-up. 4 hours still in that bear flag formation. Need that 4 hour 8. Ideally at the open. I would anticipate probably since the Powell speaking at half an hour after open. Market would likely be a sideways action up until then, and we're already seeing that in the pre-market here. bulls try to break it, bears pushing it down. So ultimately, we are still staying in that channel. You could even call this a sideways channel, just depending on how you look at it. You know, it could be something like that. Until that is broken, there is no real direction yet. Nas remaining the weakest. QQQIWM, haven't looked at that in a while, so we are curling back up on QQQIWM, bouncing from that 88. We did not get that back test of the trend line alongside the key zone, but we did make new highs. So QQQ, in comparison, QQQ is stronger than Rus. Rus being the weakest index of the four. Dow, I believe, is the strongest. Yeah, Dow is the strongest index of the four. Daily bull flag trying to hold that daily 8. Today is going to be very key for Dow to hold it. Sorry guys, give me one sec. Doc came in to say hi, so oh my goodness. You stop opening the door. Okay. Russ, the weakest. Good morning, miner. You missed the start of the video. QQQ has high open interest for 1217 call. Okay. 1217 is today. Kind of interesting that QQQ has high open interest. So today is going to be fairly key for determining which direction this is going to go near the 400 call. Okay. As I was just talking about, I think you just missed it. I believe, hey, maybe you can confirm this. Is Powell speaking at 10 Eastern Standard Time? Which is half an hour after market open? Because it looks like the market is looking to go sideways up until then. There is no real direction, probably at least until he speaks. But let's take a look at NAS here. So NAS did lose that GP. We're just talking about this. Just lost the GP. So ultimately, is a little bit weak. Looks like he's gone. Give me one sec. All right, yeah, so just lost the GP. We are still trying to hold it today. We are seeing lower wicks, so that's a good sign. 400, where is QQQ? What's QQQ at? QQQ is trading at 388.20, gapping down in the pre-market to 388. 400 is, wow, that's a lot of room to move. That is a lot of room to move if we do move today. Because yesterday, looking at simply at the QQQ chart versus the NAS chart, yesterday could be a reversal candle. We are seeing spinning bottom kind of thing with bull volume coming in. So that makes sense for people who are looking at simply just the QQQ chart. It makes sense that they're thinking it's going to bounce up. And if you're anticipating a bounce, it does also make sense to shoot for that $400 target. But personally, my habit would be to do a little bit further in the money, because on that 400, I would anticipate it to be some sort of lotto play kind of thing, because each contract is going to be relatively cheap. But let's take a look at the full picture here. Full picture would be NAS, and we're looking at, as long as this GP hold today, we're going to need to see that bullish action coming in today. And as mentioned in our Slack chat, hey, you haven't joined our Slack chat yet. We're running out of room soon. By the way, yeah, so with our Slack chat, what the message I sent out yesterday was there is a lot of charts that needs the bounce from where we were yesterday, and we saw a lot of bullish action coming in towards the end of the day. A lot of individual charts out there are either looking at a higher low, or they're already into the lower low that needs to hold in order to form that daily bullish divergence. So yesterday was very key to see that bounce, and we did see a bounce towards the end of the day. But today is we're gonna need to see that follow through on all those charts. 2 p.m. Eastern. So okay. Real life art. Oh yeah, I know the messages are delayed for like about a minute. 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's noon our time. Is that what I saw? So is this not correct then? This is what Fed Chair's schedule said. But it's actually 2 p.m.? You've had trouble doing it? As in like downloading Slack kind of a thing? Hey, maybe hey, you know what I would actually recommend? Instead of joining via the link in our videos or YouTube, go to the website, totalcontroltraders.com, and use the 7-day free trial instead, because that'll give you, which is like right here, if you go to the site, you'll see a link, you just click this and then click the 7-day free trial right here. And this is optional, so you don't need to select anything, and you just add to cart. So what this will actually do is give you full access for 7 days versus the limited access on our free version. Yeah, I would recommend doing that as opposed to just going straight through the link. And then when you do that, I can actually send you a personalized message on how to join, kind of a thing. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. But yeah. So still choppy action. Yeah, don't think we're gonna see any sort of clear direction up until 2 p.m. 2 hours before close. SOXL. Actually, one thing. Let's see. Let's take a look in NVIDIA. Lulu is also another ticker that I wanted to take a look at. So NVIDIA, very interesting yesterday. I was talking about this in our chat group. Multiple rejections, 3 rejections from this trend line, the short-term trend line, and yesterday we were right there. I wanted to see a little bit of a lower price into that 0.5 touch alongside this lower trend line, but we did not get it. But ultimately, the bulls came in, and we're gonna need to see that follow through, very similar to any other charts out there. So even if this trend line is lost, that's gonna be a little bit of a concern, because we're gonna be seeing a potential follow through on this daily bear divergence. It took a long time for this daily bear divergence to play out, but I actually wouldn't even call it that it's played out, because we're still holding that 0.5. But ultimately, as long as the bulls hold, even if we dip down a little bit lower, 0.5, as long as that holds, I would say that this daily bear divergence is going to be negated. We're going to need to see that follow through to confirm that. So NVIDIA is very interesting. Low risk play, trend line. If that is lost, next one down will be GP, where we saw that previous resistance. And the other ticker I wanted to take a look at is Lulu. Lulu, very similar play to NVIDIA, but we are seeing a little bit of a weakness versus NVIDIA. However, the good thing I like about Lulu is we are extended on the daily. Daily RSI at 28. 4 hour, they were unable to get the 4-hour bull divergence. Already's nothing either. So this money line might actually not hold. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces from this money line. Bulls must hold this. And this GP is actually reversed, so we don't need that. Let's draw a actual fib from. Are we at anywhere? So it's roughly about the 0.382 of the whole run so far. And we're going to need to draw it from here. It's at about the 0.5 from this run so far. Because we already lost the GP over here, so there's no point using this one anymore. Oh my goodness, what's with my dog today? 0.5, very, very similar to NVIDIA. 0.5, trend line. Lulu is looking interesting. I would not play this, however, up until today. We're gonna need to see that reversal into the gap fill. If we break yesterday's high of day at 399.82, we'll call it 400. Break of 400, there may be a play on Lulu. And what's the other one that what I was thinking of? Twitter we didn't cover yesterday. GP hold. Daily oversold, bounce, very weak bounce for a GP hold. And there looks like to be a trend line, upper trend line over here. Can probably draw it from a different spot. Let's see. Yeah, so there's definitely an upper trend line over here. Change, no, that's right. 4 hours, one, multiple rejections, one, another rejection. So this is actually going to be a very decent play for the C follow through on Twitter once this upper trend line is broken. Wow, this is a messy chart. Been a long time since we looked at this, hey? Let me just clean it up. So many fibs on this. Head and shoulders, extension target reached, and then ever since it's just never seeing new highs. Whew. Long-term head and shoulder pattern. Saw a bear break continuation follow through on that head and shoulders. And we're at the GP. Yeah, Twitter, there might be a play. Watch for the break of the upper trend line. Microsoft. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap on Microsoft. Oh, bears are really coming in the market now. 5-minute 8 rejection. Okay, so the one other thing is yesterday or last 2 days, the action that we saw was very notable for 5-minute 8 on the shorter term. It was continuously grinding down on 5-minute 8. So NAS, I'm gonna have to go a little bit further back here. Okay, ever since the beginning of this bearish action, if you're to look at this, 7:30, this is Monday. Yeah, 7:30 Monday. Even before the open, you can already see that there's a 5-minute bear flag continuation, and it was guided down the whole time by the 5-minute 8. Okay, and then same idea with yesterday. 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So there's yesterday's open as a decent buy up in the beginning, and then it got sold off, and then from there it was 5-minute grind down again, algo action. So watch for that potential same thing today. We are seeing early sign of it for the potential. Huge upper wick in the bullish action that got pushed down, and we lost the 5-minute 8 again. 5-minute bear flag formation, and we're seeing a rejection now. We're seeing a rejection continuation of this bear flag potential. Candle's not closed yet, so we don't know yet. All right, Microsoft. Ooh, bullish volume came in towards the end of the day, hey? Nice. There's a chance on this. Very nice bullish volume coming in at the end of day yesterday. Not too sure what this was. I'm pretty certain that it is some sort of news or number or announcement based, because you do not see this kind of chart generally. Yesterday is what, Tuesday? Monday was a little bit of a red flag. We're seeing the new highest. Oh no, not highest closed. Very nice bullish action on Friday with bull volume, and all of a sudden it's stuffed yesterday. So that was a little bit of a warning sign, and reversal candle straight into gap down sell off. Big bearish volume on the daily. But if you zoom in closer, you will see that a lot of it at the end of the day was bullish volume. We're gonna need to see that reversal confirmation today. Ultimately, with Microsoft, if you're in common shares, I would not worry about it too much. This is a daily bear divergence that we saw lack of follow through, bouncing from the 0.382, making it an extremely strong chart on Microsoft. I do believe the new all-time high is still gonna be on the horizon, but it's just a matter of this is now being stuffed. It's a little bit concerning. Let's see, shoulders. No, that doesn't really work. Yeah, no head and shoulders pattern, so that's okay. Chart is cooled off. Let's see if we get a continuation. Oh, it's just so sad, man. I picked this. I was so looking forward to Microsoft working out. I am in the position, and there's a huge gap left behind now. Let's see if we get the gap fill upon the reversal. Good morning, Darren. Sorry. Well, I guess I could mute my mic. Sorry about that. RBLX, is it down further? Oh, okay. Big red flag now. Huge red flag. Big gap down, losing that. Just almost losing that GP. We're gonna need to see that immediate buy up upon open on RBLX. Previous all-time high back test alongside the GP. makes sense that we're going to be bouncing from here. But after the bounce, we are a little bit extended on the daily. So after the bounce, we're going to see what the follow through looks like. If there is no follow through on the bounce of RBLX, we'll be looking back down at about 94, 95 ish. Before the gap fill, there is a huge gap left behind, so that is very worrisome. We'll likely be looking at taking some sort of action on this today, whether it's going to be the bounce play or if it's going to be a bearish play upon the touch of 88. Ford, another red flag. We haven't discussed this one. Yeah, Ford is another red flag here. We saw weekly bull flag trying to confirm. It was a little bit, it was a perfect time for it to confirm, but the move was, I guess, a little bit too much, too fast, kind of a thing. 15% move right away off the bat on this weekly bull flag confirmation, and now the red flag is it got immediately stuffed. Coming Monday, no follow through. Monday we did expect an inside bar regardless, and we saw that's exactly what we saw on Monday. Inside bar, and the bulls actually closed it above that key resistance, which is amazing. But then yesterday we saw a gap down with some sort of selling before the dip was being bought. So Ford will remain on top watch, even if it's on the shorter time frames. I'm looking at the negation. I don't know if that's an actual word of this red flag being negated. New highs. It's not new all-time high. New 52 week high. New 52 week high immediately stuffed. We're gonna need and trading down under the daily 8 now. That is a big red flag. Gonna need to negate it. See that bull action coming in right away. Oh my goodness. Okay, definitely chop. So avoid trading. Guys, that's my, if I were to have a one recommendation for you guys today, sit back, relax, watch some TV, play your games, play on your Nintendo, play on whatever you play, D2. Wow, that's my personal choice. But hey, look at this. So let's go into a little bit closer time frame here. Look at all the upper wicks and the lower wicks. The bulls tried to move here, and then the bears stuffed in, and the bears almost tried to move, and we're just talking about this, literally just talking about this 5-minute guide down, and we lost just wicking under that support on NAS, and bulls came in to save it. So today is not the day to be doing active trading, not until FOMC at least. Check AMD and BABA. Oh, it's been a while since we checked BABA. Before you check BABA, let's take a look at Ying first. Ying is a triple leverage index of China stocks, so that should give you a better picture of China stuff. Okay, so we are at the bottom of the trend line. So there is a long-term, weekly, monthly, this descending wedge that we were tracking before. Bottom of 851, 827, and then another 2 bottoms here on this lower trend line. So it is, for a longer term perspective, this is a very, very low risk and very nice entry spot for a long term position, even if we just come back up to touch the upper trend line. But we try playing this. Let me zoom into the daily here. So we tried playing this. We got some gains from this move up, and then we re-entered here, and then I decided to take a little bit more risk and not take profit over here, but then it came back down. So ultimately the trade ended up being about a break even, maybe slightly green because we caught this whole move. On this, I'm not so certain anymore, in the sense that there is just way too many overhanging concerns on Ying. So on the next time I try to play any China stock, I would not really touch individual ticker names, and that's just a personal preference. But next time I try to play this specific China triple leverage bull play, I was going to be looking for this upper trend line break, but let's see, head and shoulders follow through. Well, there might be an inverse head and shoulders now. Left shoulder, head. We're going to need to see where that right shoulder comes in. Ultimately, we are in that must. This key zone is a must hold, with the low being 827. So that's the perspective on China stocks. I'm not too sure what the underlying of these are. I do know that there is Baba, Baidu. What's the other one? The other very common one, but they are in this index. So chart is going to look very similar. So Baba, whoa, messy chart. Long-term descending wedge that we were tracking before. We lost the GP. Oh, that is strong bearish actions. Lost the GP, very clear. What about 0.786? Trying to hold the 0.786. But we're even, so the thing I don't like about this chart is long-term descending wedge. You know, we are seeing bounce, and lost the immediate buyout, but now this time is a little bit different. We lost it. They tried buying it up, but because they lost it so far that this could now be a back test. Yesterday we did break over that lower trend line again, but ultimately on Baba, you know, I would not be so rushed into the play. Doesn't matter what kind of play you're looking at for Baba. Personally, my preference would be on the break of this upper trend line. There is just, this is one of those things, you know, just like Peloton kind of thing, Zoom, whatever, DocU. A lot of those charts out there, this dip could just continue on dipping. You know, there is no rush on this. Once that trend reverses, there is going to be so much upside potential. So much. It's okay if you miss, you know, even if 10%. You miss 10% move from yesterday's close. What are we looking at? Ooh, wow. Not even that much. 10%, you know, you're looking at over here. Just back test of this previous support. And I'm okay, you know. I'm okay even missing 20%. Yeah. Up until here. Actually, I'd be okay missing even more. There is a gap to fill back here. But regardless, I'll be looking at this upper trend line. So if you're, just for example, if you're looking at this upper trend line break, let's say, you know, you move 23% of the move. The upside of this on the GP, from a GP perspective, the bounce to GP or even 0.5. 0.5. So you miss 25% of the move. Even to the bounce to the 0.5, you'd still be looking at 36%. No rush on Baba. Wait for that reversal. This is potentially just a lower high again, and what you'll be looking for is reaction around that 138.43 on Baba. Baba is in FNGU. Are you serious? Okay, I did not know that. Let me take a look. It's regardless, I think it's gonna be a small position anyways. I do know the top holdings of FNGU: Twitter, Tesla, Apple, Facebook, Google, Baba. 9.55. Man, that's okay. Netflix, Amazon, Baidu. Oh, Baidu is in here again. Oh well. Hey, this could be, you know, buying just as a partial, very sliver of an investment. Long term wise, FNGU, we are going long term anyways. So this, as mentioned, you know, we are looking at the bottom of that must hold wedge, long term descending wedge on Ying. So, you know, I don't mind entering here. NVIDIA. Hey, I like that. Okay, yeah. So not too worried about that. What's the other one that you said? AMD. Do we not take a look at AMD? We looked at NVIDIA, QCOM. No, we didn't really look at AMD. AMD. Daily bearish divergence finally playing out, hey? SOXL is not seeing too much of a follow through. The semiconductor sector is still remaining strong. But with AMD looking a little bit more bearish than comparing to the sector itself. So the most ideal, so it looks like the bulls are trying to hold the 0.5 right now. We are a little bit extended. We were a little bit extended yesterday from that 88. So it makes sense we're seeing a bounce. There's no real bounce bull volume. If you are in the position, you're going to need to see that follow through today. Ideally breaking above that 88. If not, you know, I'm looking at the most ideal entry for bullish play on AMD would be around this GP backtesting this previous all-time high, about 122. Yeah, 122. Daily bearish divergence within the semiconductor sector, as mentioned, this is one of the weaker names. We are seeing a very clear guide from that daily 8 rejection right here, daily 8 rejection again right here these 2 days. So until breaking above that daily 8, for example, today follow through maybe, then there's not really a play there. No, we were extended. Look how far extended we were. The RSI was at 86, so looking for that ideal entry. If we do get to around here 122, maybe a little bit lower at the 0.786 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, no, don't think it'll get there. Maybe the platinum zone then. Oh, that would be even more ideal. So if we do get there, it does. So let's say here, let me draw this out. So looking at a bounce today, maybe if there's a follow through and then coming back down, and then maybe another bounce and then back down kind of thing. So that would be the most ideal entry around the platinum zone, previous all-time high back test. But I will be looking for a first entry right around here, 122 regardless. AMD is, as mentioned, in comparison to, it's a leggier play to NVIDIA. And look at this long-term sideways action. July. Breakout was July, so 1 year sideways action, and we saw stronger pattern versus that normal double fake out pattern. Breakdown, fake out, breakdown, no fake out, and then just continue grinding. So this is a move after a long term 1 year sideways action. We should see further upside on AMD on the longer time frame. Just to show you guys as an example on NVIDIA, long-term sideways action from August all the way till the actual breakout was about here, April. Wait, what was this? Longer than a year? August? No, it's less than a year. August 2020, April. Yeah, so this is about 8 months of sideways action, and look at the bullish move since. Now again, of course, this is going to be depending on what the sector does. So since the bottom of that, the last bottom of this long-term sideways action, or even let's actually just say since the breakout. Okay, since the breakout, we're looking at, get out of here, 140% AMD so far has not been that much, I don't think. 70%, yeah, AMD. And before we close it off here, let's take a look at what the market is doing. From what I can see here, let's just show you guys a very clear picture of what's going on in the pre-market, probably all the way up until FOMC. Very much choppy action, lots of upper wicks, lots of lower wicks. There is a very clear, hey, where did my channel go? There is a very clear channel going on right about here. So watch for a break of either side, and that's it for today. Hey, hope you guys enjoy the content. Hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you know anyone who might enjoy the content we provide, please consider sharing our channel with them. Hey, one other thing is noticing a big increase on our viewership as well as our subscribers. Just wanted to make sure I thank all of you guys out there for your support. Make sure to smash that like button. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.